How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So I have all my gear laid out here for all of you to see. We're going to go through the detail of it, mainly because I will be going to TUSC, or Tactical Urban Sustainment course, put on by DARC in Little Rock, Arkansas. So this class is pretty much tailored to, without rule of law, cataclysmic, local, situation that occurs, or without power, looting is going on, that kind of stuff. This is kind of set up as that. So for my long-term subscribers, if you look at this, they will go, wow, not really much has changed. And you are correct. This is pretty much my bug out bag, but tailored down just a little bit. And it's only been modified about 25% for this class because the class is doing a little bit different than my intention for my bag where I am, northern United States. I'm going to southern United States, so I've updated it a little bit. We're going to dive into all the details of what I'm bringing, and honestly, I don't even know if this stuff will work well in this environment. I'm just kind of assuming because they don't really, they're very quiet about a lot of the stuff that they do over there, which is fine because, hey, it's their curriculum and they want to, teach it, and I am open-minded and want to learn, so this is what I think is a sufficient amount of kit. First off, this kit right here, just the pack, weighs 35 pounds. Plus my chest rig, which we'll get into in a little bit, that weighs another 12 pounds. And then of course other pew-pew items that I'm not gonna show on this video because YouTube sometimes gets upset with that. That'll be a separate video. But let's honestly dive into it. Everything, I'm going to talk about it and then probably do some in detail in another video of actually bringing this stuff close to the camera so you can actually see. But this one's just an overview. So for TUSC, the backpack of choice is going to be a Hyperlight Mountain Gear Southwest 4400. Now I've had this pack for about 2 years and I've had the 3200 or the 3300 for 4 or 5 years, or probably about 4 years. Man, maybe even 5, honestly, now that I think about it. And they've been awesome packs. This is my normal pack that I run, honestly, throughout bugging out or get home bag situation or something like that. So this has not changed, even though some people are kind of merging to this. This has been my pack for a long time. I've modified it with bungee on the side, and then also I put dump pouches on the side as well. These are the 10-speed ones by, I think, Blue Alpha Gear or another company close, I can't think of off the top of the head. By the way, this is going to be a full one take, so if you see little mistakes, that is probably because this is all in one single go through. Tourniquet going to be on the outside. One of them is going to be affixed here. Awesome backpack, really like it. Scalability is nice. I can go all the way up to almost 70 liters, but I could bring it all the way down to a 30-liter pack if necessary. Now, one thing that is different that I'm bringing along with me is the Hyperlight Mountain Gear Daybreak pack. So this is an extremely lightweight pack. This is about 1 pound, and it is my patrol pack or my assault pack because they specifically mention that you need or would recommend having both a sustainment kit and a patrolling pack. Now I try to find something extremely lightweight, which I prefer, and this is one that fits the bill. I've been using it for a little bit. I enjoy it. So we're going to be using that as my patrol pack or my assault pack, I guess you could say. Moving further up, I have my boonie cap, which pretty much goes everywhere in a hot weather environment. Moving over here is my pig gloves, definitely recommended. I like these a lot. I've had many sets throughout the years, and they are breathable, but they also maintain a lot of protection for your hands. Clothing wise, I'm going to bring a set of bottom long johns. That's kind of up in the air right now, mainly because of the weather. It is supposed to be extremely hot, but it is supposed to drop down into upper 40s, 50s during the night, and due to the sleep system I'm running, I might need to bump up. These long johns might come out. Also, I'm running 2 pairs of darn tough merino wool socks. Also, the long underwear is merino wool as well by Smart Wool. I have 2 sock liners, mainly because moisture wicking purposes, stuff like that. I have merino wool underwear. I'm going to run 2 pairs of those, mainly just because merino wool is awesome antimicrobial. They don't smell that bad. They can get completely soaking wet and still retain some of their heat, but they're also very breathable, which is exactly why I'm running a kind of a zip up top, it's a waffle top, but it's merino wool is specifically what it is. I'm also going to do a wind jacket, a very light wind jacket. Mainly it has zips on the side, opens up, allows you to be camouflage as well as in multicam color. But then also I could take this off if I really have to, and then go to something else that is less like menacing, like multicam or something like that. I can go to a t-shirt or a plaid or something like that. Next is a wool t-shirt over here, which is really nice. Merino wool, very thin, works extremely well. Up on the top here, these are rain top and bottom. Still debating if I'm going to bring that because I do have a poncho over here, but I know if it rains, it's going to be super miserable. It's all lightweight. It comes in at 11 ounces between the two of them, or I think it's 13 ounces, so debatable. Weight is a big thing to think about, so I've always been kind of taking it out. So coming down in here mainly, this is more the kind of medical, admin, random stuff-ish area. Over here, blister kit, very lightweight, mainly because we're probably going to be moving long distances, you know, upwards of 10 to 30 to 40 miles, depending. I've heard different people say different things. Potentially 30-mile ruck, and blister kit through wet shoes, because it's Arkansas. There's probably going to be a lot of wet, damp, salt, swamp area, and that's not fun when your feet give out. That's pretty much your means of transportation. I have a small dental kit, still debating if I want to take that, but honestly, that's one of those things that is very painful. If you don't have a quick fix, it's going to suck, so I carry a small dental kit with me. Small, like, boo-boo kit, antidiarrheals, aspirin, ibuprofen, stuff like that. Something very simple. Hand sanitizer, foot powder, Body Glide. Body Glide is a main contributor to long rucks and other stuff like that. Really helps out on those hot spots. Glasses. Unfortunately, I was purged with poor eyesight, so I'm bringing backup glasses along with contacts right here, an extra set, or actually another 2 sets just in case. Here I have a leather patch. The leather patch I put in there for mainly picking up like hot titanium. If you'd go over here and see if I do have to heat up with my stove and whatnot, like this cup, mainly to like heat up water. I want to be able to grab that, but not using my gloves because they'll melt right through. So I'm going to use a small leather patch just to grab a hold of that and move it off to the side. Extremely lightweight, cuts down tremendously. There's a small little scrub pad right here, mainly for cleaning up stuff. Vaseline cotton balls, I always carry that because they're super lightweight. Moving down is a small firearms cleaning kit, very small. One of the OTS or Otis or whatever you call it, cleaning kits, kind of merge that down and works out really well to get barrel obstructions. We are going to be using sim munitions throughout the course, so if one gets a barrel obstruction, which sim munitions tend to get stuck in the barrel, I need a way to, you know, get that thing out of there to continue on with the training exercise, so I'm bringing that along with me. Down here is a really small fire kit, just a lighter, you know, some wet fire tabs, and a candle. Moving down from this is a pack fix-it kit, mainly just buttons, zip ties, some wire, and then a mosquito net fix-it kit too, because I am running mosquito net. When I'll get over to that here in a second. Works out fairly well, just to fix it. In case something breaks, I can fix my pack to continue the ruck, the hike, the training exercise, whatever it is. Now moving down a little bit further, what's actually in the side pockets of my pack is going to be a headlamp. I also have a ear pro, and then also some surveyor's tape that I can write notes on or make indicators for, or like put them on trees, branches, whatever it is, leave as a note. Very recognizable, works out really well, along with extra AA batteries. Now, let's go over to the Hill People Gear kit rig that I have modified pretty heavily. It has a Feral Concepts dangler on the bottom of it. It has also a Roll 1 trauma kit underneath, but I modified it to put water in it instead of medical equipment, because my medical equipment is going to go in the dangler, but I wanted something to carry water. That's what this water bottle is, this Life Water. It fits in there perfectly, and I can retain water on my system even if I do not have my packs with me. Say I have to ditch my main pack and then ditch my day pack, I want water on me at all times. So I'm running with that. That helps out a lot. There's a trauma kit that goes in it, very small. Some Band-Aids, very small stuff, because honestly, most people raid trauma kits for Band-Aids because normally it's never that serious. Now, getting more over to the kit itself, this also houses my small pew-pew that we will talk about in another video. I don't want to show that again because YouTube is very weird when it comes to that kind of stuff. And we'll talk about all this stuff in another video. Water purification tabs, just in case I am separated from my water filters over here, which we'll discuss. Drip drop, Pedialyte, other stuff to mask the taste of those tablets or of bad water. Even if you filter your water, you're still going to get bad taste, and I want the rehydration ability in case it's really hot to get those, minerals and, all that other stuff back into my body so I don't heat CAS, which would be a bummer. Now, moving further up, well, let's move over and continue with this. I also have a VS17 panel, really cut down, slimmed down one. Map overlays right here for maps in case it rains, and then map markers and a write in the rain notepad that has a bunch of note-taking material because this is a class, and they will be teaching stuff that I will want to remember or put down on that. I also run some chem sticks for nighttime operations, some red, blue, and green, and a couple others just for necessity. There's a flashlight in here too, which is identical to my EDC light. I might take that out because I'm kind of over redundant. I have 3 flashlights on me. I don't really need 3. 2 would work just fine, plus the weapon system or the pew-pew, which I just said the word, but the pew-pew light on it is going to do well, so I may take that out. Moving further up over here, I don't know if I mentioned it, here's a head net for bugs because the bugs pretty much anywhere in the South or Canada or anything like that are extremely bad, and I want some way to be able to protect my face from being destroyed by small insects. So that is why I have that there. Also running a small Mora bushcraft knife, fixed blade just in case. I would prefer it. I like a fixed blade. It may get ditched, but ultimately I will always have a fixed blade on me, so there it is. Now moving into the electronics section, just a little bit here. Now I am running dual PVS-14s. Night vision was a recommendation, and pretty much that has always been in my kit. Night vision has always been in my bug out, get home bag kit, mainly because the benefits of it are insane. I budgeted for it, took me many, many years to get night vision, so I'm going to run it because I have it. My mount, which is, I forget, I think it's a Wilcox mount. I forget G24 mount or 23. I don't know. I'll throw it up on there if it's really important or in the description box below. I'm running a small 9-volt IR beacon, which is a cool thing about these is the beacon can be used from a distance and notify, hey, I'm a friendly, or notify a location or a drop site or a potential water location or hostile location. I could attach this to a car or a vehicle and we could track this vehicle over multiple miles if necessary. It's just something nice to have to mark things. AA's lithiums, 123 lithiums, an Anchor, I think this is a 10,000 milliamp battery just to charge other stuff like headlamp, and a couple other stuff. Rechargeable AA batteries, and then a solar panel up here, really small one. Now, I don't even know if I'm gonna need that. I might take that out, but I like to be able to have the recharge capability. Pretty much since this is AA, my night vision takes AA. As long as I'm charging it during the day, my night vision is 100%, efficient, as in indefinite. I can just keep running my night vision until the tubes burn out, which is like 10,000 hours per. So as long as the batteries will hold up, I'm indefinite on that. Extra charging cables in a Faraday cage as well, the whole thing. Faraday, I guess you could say bag, along with waterproof bag in there as well. Now moving over, let's go up into sleep system. So sleep system, Thermarest Z-Lite. This is cut down mainly from shoulder to knees because extra weight and whatnot. And I like a sleeping pad to be more comfortable. I'm in the mindset of being more comfortable, as in, when I sleep, because if I get more regenerative-based sleep, I can be more performance-based during the day. Now, I've heard reports we may get sleep, we may not get sleep. I'm not really too sure, but hey, it's there. I need some way to sleep. I am running a GI poncho in woodland, mainly because I think woodland is a better color. Granted, if you had a multicam one, it's not going to matter. If you had digital, blah, 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 it's not going to matter. It's just I had the option to go with multicam poncho or the woodland. I just chose the woodland. It's really not that big of a deal. Just run with what you have, in my opinion. Below that is a Helicon Text Swagman roll. This is what I'm going to be using for my sleeping bag. It's supposed to be pretty dang hot there. I'm not running a whole sleeping bag. Too heavy, in my opinion. But one luxury item that I am going to bring is a pillow. I'm going to bring, I think this is a Sea to Summit pillow, Thermarest pillow. I forget. I'll link it if anybody's interested. It compresses up really nice and it comes back out. I like regenerative-based sleep. I like really good sleep. I prefer it. I'm kind of weird, even though I'm probably not going to get it. But anyways, below that is a large pyramid bug net. I've had this for years. It's worked out here in the northern United States very well. And I think it's going to be beneficial down there. I have my Ridgeline, which there are loops tied pretty much every 6 inches or every 12 inches along this Ridgeline, which is about 40 feet. So I can set up my tarp and my pyramid mosquito net, I'm losing my train of thought, wherever I want along that Ridgeline, along with some guy lines out, or the single one, and then also other stuff too. Stakes are somewhere around here. I probably covered them up. I think they're down there where I can't see them. Yep, they're right there, the stakes to keep down in case it's windy. Going back to electronics real quick, Night Vision Cry Precision Nightcap. So this is not a helmet. I'm debating a helmet. I have one. I have a bump helmet, but the weight, about 1 pound, 6 ounces, debatable. I'm probably going to bring it, mainly because I have to bring a gas mask, which you also do not see in this list, but I'm bringing probably the M50 gas mask, more than likely, just to help with simunitions and because they prefer it, from what I've been told. So there's that. Also, over here, I just have a quick, bathroom kit, a small titanium trowel and everything, some toilet tissue, stuff like that. Now, moving into the big contributor of water. I've heard water is a big deal here, which water is always a big deal no matter where we are or what we're doing, but I wanted a good set system to process water. Now, this entire mindset that I've always had has been a very individual one, as in me. So when we're going to do this TUSC course, Tactical Urban Sustainment, it is more teamwork based from what I understand of the curriculum and what they have sent to me. So I have to be able to assist my team members. I want to be an asset. I don't want to be a burden. So the asset wise is processing water. So I do have 3 filters, 2 Sawyer squeezes, which I think they are superior. They are a little heavier, but they're easier to get unclogged. Also down here, I have a pre-filter, some extra O-rings, and some extra quick disconnect stuff that we'll get into. I have a B-free filter, so that will connect into any of these systems. It'll allow it to work. I'm probably gonna do a dedicated video on literally just water to show you all this stuff. So that might be beneficial as well. But I'm using the Hydro Pack, which 2 of them over here, along with the Life water bottles as well. And they all kind of intermingle with each other. They have connector right here, which connects into these quick disconnects. So I can do a hanging bag or a gravity-fed system immediately. Dirty water is over here on your right-hand side, as you can see, and it'll feed into this. I'll probably set up some video or footage or something of seeing how that works. I have a bunch of liquid IV and citrus and teas and other stuff like that to cover the taste. Mio Energy for caffeine for those long nights, and water purification tabs. I have a Wappy over here, which is a boil indicator for titanium for when you boil stuff. You don't need to get to 212 degrees to actually pasteurize your water. It's a waste of fuel, especially when we start talking about up here in the right-hand corner of my fueling system and my stove. If I need to boil water, do I want to boil it to 212 degrees every time when I know 155 degrees is equally as killing all the bacteria and other stuff in there? So that little indicator right here will let me know when I've hit 149 degrees and I can conserve fuel. So Water system, very important. I'll go over that like in detail in another video, so stay tuned for that. Moving up, I am not going to go over food. Food's up here in the corner. We are going to go over that in another video because it's massively just intense, insane to go over food in this whole based aspect of, you know, showing you and telling you about it. So the fuel system, I'm running just a 210 gram, I think it is, 250 gram. And I think that's going to be sufficient for my food needs along with a very small ultralight stove. iPro over here for nighttime operations, probably should be over here with my night vision stuff, but I don't have that. I kind of threw it over there. Spork in there, or spoons, spork, whatever you call it. It's over there for food-based aspects for eating and stuff as well. So now let me scan through, see if I missed anything, because you guys are immediately going to tell me, hey, you missed this. And there's so much stuff out here, it's just hard to see. The chest rig kind of set up the magazines. I kind of put this together as an addition for the Hill People gear rig. I want to be able to carry 4 magazines. Don't worry, don't freak out, YouTube. These are empty. So don't worry, they're going to be filled with less than lethal or like little paintballs for you YouTube people that are worried about it. But this is a Travis Haley like double kind of magazine rig that I've had for a while, and then the War Poet off to the side. So this whole rig will attach to the back of this, and it is nice because I can upscale or downscale depending on what I need throughout the day. If I got to go heavy on magazines, if I got to go concealed or just look like a hiker, I can do that as well. So I think I covered pretty much everything. I might do an in-depth, super hardcore video here coming up of the details and actually bring it up close to the camera so you can actually see. But ultimately, this is what I'm going to bring, maybe modifying a little bit, maybe like 5% of these items may get kind of swayed around. Like I said, gas mask and a helmet are still debatable. Also, smoke grenades are also going to be debatable. I don't know if I'm going to bring any of those. I have a few kind of just laying around that I can, you know, use and stuff like that. They're a little heavy, but they might be beneficial, and I got to find a spot to put them somewhere around in here. But ultimately, that's the full kit right now. Doesn't really differ from my get home bag kit. Like, my subscribers would look at this and go, wow, this is kind of the same setup. It's a little bit different, but that's because it's a different mission type. If you guys are interested in this stuff, I'm going to do a whole series of me preparing for TUSC, and honestly, I have no idea what to expect. I really don't. I am just going off of my knowledge, what I suspect I will need for the curriculum, the very limited curriculum that they have sent me, and scenarios that are potentially occurring, and I hope this is sufficient, which I am going to do an after action report on my gear. I don't think I'm going to talk about the class too much because that is their proprietary information, and I want to keep it. If you want to know their stuff, go to them, take the class. So, any questions, leave in the comment section, all that kind of stuff, fun, but I hope you guys enjoy this stuff. And if you like long, detailed, in-depth kind of stuff, this is only about like 23 minutes, so it's not that bad. But other than that, I hope y'all have a great day, and I hope you have learned something or thought about something that you could add to your kit if necessary. Other than that, have a great day.